1 second.
C.
Yeah.
Only
I'm
one
really
A.
bad at writing.
Yeah.
U-O-O.
Yeah. You just like put your hand like somewhere down there and do the same gesture as your right hand.
But I guess you can also, sorry to interrupt, you can also, when you meet someone, you can ask them, how do you write it?
That's so
How do you spell it?
How do you spell it?
Yeah.
Just like as a conversation, and
That's
okay,
the
now I
trick-
can remember.
That's the trick that I use when I forget the name.
Yeah. How do you spell
How do you say
But
that?
for me,
My trick is like,
If I
what's your
like
last name? And then I tap on
like,
Facebook.
if I really don't have to, for some reason, like you're telling me your name, but I'm not listening to you at all. I'm like, but if I really want to remember your name, I will remember your name. And even if I really want to remember your name and I'm distracted, I will repeat, like you tell me, my name is Tim, and I will say, nice to meet you, Tim. So
Yeah,
it goes into my head. So
Like
if
saying
we
it 3
really
times.
want to remember someone's name,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So,
for
This is just like,
But for spelling, I'm sorry, like it's Shaknoza. If I say it's
Shaknoza?
yeah, if
What's
I
that?
say it's like SHAKHNOZA. Will you
Oh.
remember that?
Yeah.
No, but your name is Shaknoza. Oh, sorry, I didn't know
My
that.
nickname is Shana. So,
Okay.
so
Yeah. So for that cases, you can just let's try to write your name in just like a sharp, and this is the trick that you can use to really remember the name if you really want to.
yeah.
Does it matter?
But you don't
Vietnamese, it
introduce
will
yourself
not
as Shaknoza.
work. Because
Yeah, but-
English is foreign language for them, and if I spell it like I normally spell it, for them it will be weird.
Right, but for example, my full name is Netanen, but I introduce myself as Net. So like, same for you. You're not gonna say you say my name is Shana.
I'm not gonna say Shana in some conference or something. I'm gonna.
Sure, but now here we meet in a bar, whatever.
Yeah.
My name is Shana. How do you spell it? S-H-A-N-A. Right?
Yeah.
But here we're mostly speaking about ourselves and how we can use this information,
Yeah.
and how we can remember the names. Yeah. And the second thing that you're saying, we come up to the really, really important thing is focus. Focus. Yeah. Actually, the amount of information that's gonna stick in your brain is like almost 100 influenced by the focus that you're paying attention on something. And
It's like
yes,
Nanas.
Yeah.
and for example, if you're like reading a book and you have the phone next to you, if you're like speaking with someone and doing some notes, it's separating skills and taking out the attention from some subject, and it's like significantly and decrease the amount that you're gonna remember. And the risk is really, really important. That's why is great technique is Pomodoro. I think you know it. No,
Pomodoro.
No?
Pomodoro.
Pomodoro.
So Pomodoro.
I love this. You can
So
explain.
what is it? This is just the timer by 25 minutes. You just beeping it. It's usually maybe like some special music for you gonna be, or just ticking like tack tack tack. And this is help you to become focused on one thing. And in 25 minutes, when it's stop, you have to extend out, do some actions.
25 and 5 minutes break.
Yes.
Yeah.
25 and 5.
Yeah.
But it has to be one thing.
Yeah.
It cannot be
Yeah, I've heard of that.
no
Yeah.
multitasking.
Sorry, can you explain like 25, 5, what
The 25 minutes is when you're fully on one task and you're only focused on one specific action,
yeah.
or you're doing a part of your work.
And you rest in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If this is only when it comes to
1
an
hour.
action.
Like,
I was using that in school actually, right?
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, you're a lucky one.
yeah.
Most people don't know about it in school.
Yeah, and actually here is the really important thing behind that, because like if the person goes for work and you're just sitting on the computer, but like after 5 hours you're feeling like shit. But let's say like it's not really hard to sit on the work and bump on the things, right? The thing is, this is gonna be the line of the time. Here's the time. Here's the effectivity. Let's say it's
Energy or
energy. Okay, energy. Yeah. Hope you can see like that. And usually, how we start, we go like that. So, and in that moment, like you're gonna feel like you're the most effective person. You like kind of in a state of flow, and after that, in that point, your effectivity starts to go down and blah blah. So,
It's
and
called the law of depreciation.
law of depreciation.
Yeah.
Okay, beautiful English word.
Right at that point.
Yeah, and so usually it's 25 minutes. Actually, you need to check it by yourself, but our concentration can be separately by 25 minutes. It's just the physical limit, kinda. And the fun thing that only after that minute, only after that point, you start to get tired. So if you're gonna just make the small break of 5 minutes here, and you start here, again it's gonna be like that. So you again 25 minutes, you break, and it really helps to save the energy, because when you pay attention, start to be focused on something for a really long time, you start to lose the energy, and this is really hard.
And use this
Law of depreciation.
no.
Pomodoro
25.
Pomodoro.
Pomodoro.
There's a lot of nuance. One thing I want to point out too is, has anyone ever experienced why, or maybe you're thinking about it in this way of like, okay, so I can watch TV and not be unfocused for hours, right? Like you can just be focused on a TV show for hours or
It's
a
very
movie
interesting.
for hours, right?
Yeah, I can watch Lord of the Rings.
But why do
9
you
hours
think
straight.
that happens? And when you're trying to learn something, why do you think it differentiates?
Because we get dopamine when we watch something, our brain doesn't work and we just enjoy it.
In some cases, yes, but you also, depending on the activity that you do, you also can have dopamine from that. Yeah, there's a lot of dopamine that comes in, but it's
ADHD, not really.
the dopamine only it's only anticipation. That's the whole thing. And you when you're watching something, there's dopamine that you're anticipating. You're trying to figure out what the plot is of the movie. That's where the dopamine comes in. It's just anticipation. That's literally all the chemical is. But for a movie, you're not using your brain.
Yeah, you don't have to
That's
do
what I
anything.
said.
It's
that
artificial.
We don't have to do
We're
anything.
not doing anything. Like we're, for me, it's just like this is how I relax. I just don't think when I watch something. I'm in the movie. The only thing that I think about, it's in the movie.
Yeah,
And
but
I
you're
don't-
focused. But you don't know
Yeah.
that you are already focused.
You're focused on
I am
things.
focused, but
Yeah.
the thing is that like I'm not really making my
Okay,
brain
that's the
study
point.
or learn or do something.
Okay, how do you think?
That's the point. Like you are focused without efforts. So like you're not like making any
So it's
efforts
not
for
because
9
of
hours or
dopamine?
5
So your
hours.
brain actually works.
It's actually touched. I see it here as all of the movies, all of the TV shows, reels, and blah blah. They build it on the things that every, I don't know, let's say like every 10 seconds, every minute, something happened. Something changed. So and you start to be focused on different things. And for example, for the work, it's crazy, and I just got it, that for our brain, there is no any difference between thinking of the work and doing the work. And for example, if you have the task, for example, like for the week, like I need to do, like for example, the article, and every day, like, okay, I need to do this, I'm gonna see something, blah blah, and like you spend, let's say, like half a day of thinking about that. Yeah. So
I can relate.
and this thing is just like when you can you imagine how it's gonna be dropped
It's still
down?
focused.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're actually doing it or not, but your brain thinks, oh, I'm thinking about this, so maybe I'm doing it again. I'm
Yeah.
still in that point, and then
Yeah.
So based on which research?
I can't tell you about that. If it's really interesting for you, you can check Mr. Huberman. You know?
Yes.
Dr. Huberman, yeah.
Andrew
Huberman. Yeah. about
Huberman.
Focus.
There's a lot of things like this. There's a study that I saw. There was a trial of 3 different people that are doing like they're trying to develop their basketball skills. One of them never played basketball before. Like they all have never played basketball before.
One is thinking of one.
Right. One of them is only visualizing it.
Yeah.
One of them is actually practicing, and then
Oh,
the other
yes.
one is like not practicing at all, just a kind of like a
doing nothing.
Yeah. And they found that the people that are actually doing it and just only visualizing it, their skill sets
Yeah.
Almost the same.
almost the same.
Yeah.
Wow.
They do the same with the gym. If you're not going to the gym, want to build muscles, and you visualize you're getting stronger every day, it works as well.
It works,
It's
yes,
the
because our brain doesn't
same,
know if it's true or
psychology.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I'm quitting my gym.
Yeah.
So
I know it's useful
I'm
for
trying to do
learning,
it
like-
now.
I never experienced it, so I don't
Just
know it.
visualize
Now I
it
need
in
to
your head,
experience
like
it
I'm getting
to
more
believe
muscles.
it.
Right, you have to at least have to visualize
Because
the
your body, there is
experience.
some chemical thing in
Boring.
your body that's
You're boring
brain
skills.
that goes on.
Burning
So this is why you
Burning
think
skills.
that
Yeah.
you know you can actually do
Okay,
it.
and
Imagine you doing a backflip.
yeah,
Is that how you Sam,
NLP,
is that how you want to do
feeling it and all that.
backflip so fast?
yeah.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I think I was actually visualizing me doing backflips. So just by foot on the ground because I've done a lot of them in the water. And so I visualized myself being able to do it on the land. And that also gave me the confidence to be able to just do it on the land.
So you learned it by yourself.
Yeah. Yeah, technically. Because Net only helped me like a few times, like one time.
Oh, no, that's not by myself then.
But no, then I just like with, and then outside of it, I just
Go
did
home.
it off the
But Sam did it before I helped you. It's just like I was there after you did it. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna support you.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I didn't do anything.
Actually, here's the really big data about how can you improve your skills in any subject that you're learning for. This is the visualization, as Mr. Sam said. If you're gonna create some picture that you're doing something, like trying to put the most details in that picture and do it like many times, it gives you the same amount of strides as you're gonna do it in real life. But for example, I do. So, for example, on the surfing, when you're surfing, it's really a few times when you start to do it. It's really a few times when you can do just like push-ups and stand up. And usually for the 1 hour, like the student can do like maybe 4 times. Like this is the maximum, let's say. But if you like visualize in your brain that okay, I'm laying on the board, I see the wave, I blah blah blah, I push my body, I stand up, and like in 5 minutes you can do like 10 repetition of the perfect movement that is going, and that is amazing thing that you can enhance the skills that you are doing. Because sometimes it's dangerous to try something if you don't know how to. Otherwise, like it's too hard to try it 10 times.
I will become the best guitar player. So.
So what if you were to visualize, like in this case, right? So maybe Nets were to listen to one of the best guitarists in the world, like that has been in the past, like the rock band,
And pretending
the
it's him
solos,
playing.
and then while he's visualizing, he's pretending that that is his sound,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because he's also using the audio,
Audio and
he's having
visual.
visual,
Yeah.
right? He's adding these
But
aspects
I think,
together.
Yeah, but
I
there's
think
already
for that
different.
specifically, I would also need to know where
Yes.
my fingers
Yeah.
are going, and like
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
really need to. This would be something that I could only use it for like.
Air guitar.
If he actually knows.
Like a slower practice, but maybe I'm practicing, but like I cannot practice what I can't see. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I need to see the visual
You need to know
picture
where
of
the
it.
keys are.
of course.
Yeah, I just need to know where my fingers are gonna go. But if I'm just like visualizing me playing fast, it's just like
It's like
It doesn't
me
mean
never
anything.
playing the guitar, visualize that.
Yeah, so of course you need to know what to do. For example, if you never surf it, like in a waves, and they're gonna explain what to do, and you build the picture, it's of course maybe it's gonna give some experience, but with the like the how's it called?
Practice.
Yeah,
things.
small motoric.
Yeah, motoric. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
motoric
If
movement.
you don't have this experience, it's hard to imagine that you need to do.
Yeah.
And actually, the most great time when you can do it is before sleep. It's like in the meditation when you're like in alpha state. Yeah, this is really amazing place when you just fall asleep. Okay, I surf.
Okay,
And Actually, it's working with all of the skills, with the speaking skills, with the like some knowledge things, with the physical skills that you are doing. And this is a great thing.
But it's not so easy to visualize sometimes. I try to visualize, for example, my future day in a Hawaii or something.
Okay.
And like, oh my gosh, it's so difficult to imagine like the whole day, right, from the morning to the evening, where I'm going, how much money I spent, and who am I, etc. It's difficult to visualize because you get distracted, and it's not really easy to imagine in details because it works when you, the more detail you imagine that, the better this practice works, right? So it's like you can do it for just a short time, but not like for practicing, like.
Start small.
Yeah, it's up to you. This is also the skill. Like all of the things that we can do with our brain, this is a skill that you can develop. Like I see my life right now like as the amount of the skills that consist of some complicated things. For example, the playing guitar is like, okay, the skill how I hold it, the skill how I can change the chord, the skill how can I grab the strings.
Yeah, but you can spend this time exactly on practicing like exactly doing that, not just imagining.
But if you
that,
don't have
you
guitar, you
exactly
can.
do that.
I don't have guitar.
But if you don't have it, how can you imagine that? How you playing? If you never
I used to
tried?
play guitar. Now I don't have it, and I'm just gonna imagine.
Oh, okay, but then
Yeah. Thank you.
I would
Okay,
really,
okay.
I would agree with I would really disagree with you, Misha, because for me, I can imagine in 5 seconds 5 years of my life.
Wow.
It really takes practice because, like, in 5 seconds I will imagine like specific points. 10 seconds I will add more points to them. Like if you give me like let's say an hour, I can give you a detailed explanation of each year. It really depends. It doesn't mean that I need to live my 5 life or my 5 years of my life in order to imagine something. Or I can imagine the conversation, detailed conversation in 10 seconds. It really just takes practice. Like I didn't know why, like since my childhood, I was able to do that, and now I just mastered it. Ish.
This is the great thing. I just saw some people who got the skills of like some association, some the visualization that are based on the child. And right now, this is an amazing tool because our brain is not working as the like word by word. You are thinking by the some subjects. And if you can't operate this subject, it means that you can't usually use your brain fully, as I see it.
And for different types, how you can like some people they imagine pictures, some people they hearing voices, some people they I don't know,
Words
see
that
text,
some people
etc.
are
I just found it out on Instagram. I'm not sure if it's real.
No, that's
But like there are different types of
Yeah, and the thing is it's just easier to take the information from the world with one of the sense. And the thing is, they just build this skill, and it's more easier for them to take it. And if you want to, you can build up the skill that you can visualize. Like before Vietnam, I couldn't see any picture of my head. Like it was like just I don't know, like someone drew it with the pen and like okay, this is the picture that I see.
Your head?
Yeah, in my imagination. And when I do like this like mnemonic things, visualization, with the same thing with the names that we did, I started to see the pictures, more details, more fun, more alive. And this is just a skill that you need to build to. And if it's really going to be important for you, you're going to start to do it like more probably.
Okay.
Could it be something you already have? Because like you telling your way of making things visual, I'm also like when people tell a story, I can actually create a whole movie about that.
Yeah.
With the whole details.
Yeah.
But if I need to draw it, no, don't ask me to draw anything. It's terrible.
You mean like
But I
physically
can-
draw it or
No, physically. So another
Oh, physically.
that other person can also see what my story is in my head. But I already had this as a kid. Like when people are telling something, I make it real visual in my head, like picture it. Sometimes I don't tell these kind of stories because I have pictures in my mind, and that makes it even worse or better depending on. But can it be that something that it's already gifted to you, or you created that as a kid? Maybe, I don't know, you developed that
Probably.
unconsciously.
I think
I
probably
think.
created, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
for me all of the greatest skill of the people they come from the childhood.
Yeah.
Because usually when you got any way how it's possible for you to absorb the information for you.
Mhm.
For example, you listen the story and for you it was really amazing to fly away in this picture.
Yeah.
So, and your brain, okay, this is the way how is we can absorb the information of this world and we're gonna use it. And for another person, it's gonna be really dissociative way because for example, the surrounding it was really painful for him, and he just flew away to some like really logical world.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and for him, okay, this is like effective, not effective, effective, not effective.
Yeah.
So no pictures, no feelings by the skin, blah blah. So no kinesthetic, no visualization, and just logical.
Yeah.
The thing is, all of the what you want to have is possible to get. And right now, it's an amazing world because you can find like amazing teachers who can teach you. And actually, it's not really long way to get any skill in the real world. Actually, with a half year, you can become almost anyone right now, except like neuroscience or something like that. So next thing, we're gonna speak about the big skills about the memory base. So, do you know who don't know what is neuron?
Neurons.
Neurons. Okay, everyone knows, right?
Yeah, but we don't have
Yeah,
that.
if you don't know, you need to raise your hand. So, neurons is really tiny things in our brain that somehow creating and storage our memories and our thoughts. This is some electricity things. Yeah.
With that look.
So something looks like that. Yeah. Amazing drawing, right?
Trying to draw something.
No, this should be sharp. So, so how we storage the memory? What we did in the beginning of the lesson, we connected the two information that we have on our brain, like some sounding and the some visualized obras that we visualize
Association.
Sorry, Russian word came up. Yeah, with the two information together, and as I'm new information and understand, so we created two different neurons with the like somehow in our brain. And if we're gonna like listen it, it's gonna be tiny. If you're gonna visualize it, it's gonna be stronger. If you're gonna using it, so this connection is using for electricity wire, and every time when the information gonna used, it's gonna be longer, wider.
Thicker.
It's almost like muscle memory
Thicker.
at some point.
Yeah, actually, all of the muscle controlling by the brain, and this is the. That's why if you're gonna visualize that you are doing something and you're practicing, is also building the muscle memory.
Yeah.
Muscle memory is actually not exist; it's just all in our brain.
Yeah.
So, memory base.
We're supposed to have a break, 5 minutes? After
See.
25 minutes?
Yeah, that
yeah,
would
let's
be
go.
really helpful.
Because my brain is not braining anymore.
Okay, let's do the small break. It's very nice to stand up, do the backflips, and stand up with your hands.
We have 25 minutes left after this.
Right.
Yeah. That hasn't touched the body. Why did you say that? That's it.
So right now, I forgot one thing.
Okay.
Fun, right?
good.
About the memory
I think
test.
I deserve that.
Yeah. Who can? How can you rate your like memory, like from 1 to 10? Like raise your hand if it's gonna be more than 5.
Read my
It
memory.
depends.
Rate
Well,
your
it
rate.
depends on
Rate,
what
rate.
exactly.
How strong is it? How good is it?
Depends on what information I'm
Yeah.
getting.
Yes.
But like you said earlier, the more stuff you know, the bigger your net is to catch things.
Yeah,
Yeah, but if I need to remember all the fuck ups of my ex-boyfriend or fiance, it's 10 out of 10, maybe 11. But if it's something like, I don't know, some information that somebody told
History.
me was not really interesting,
Yeah.
it's like 1 out of 10.
But still, that if you are able to remember what your ex did and perfectly, then it's 10.
Yeah.
Your memory is 10 because what you're
Just
focused
put
on,
these
your memory
things
is
in the
10.
history.
Yeah.
Bam. It's in the history. It's just
But it's really bad actually because it's hard to like reprogram your brain in remembering good stuff and stuff like in general.
Oh, okay.
Also
We
practice.
can speak about that like on the next lecture. This is a really good topic.
Oh no, I know
Yeah.
that.
So right now we're gonna do the small teapot.
Mr. Gangbang.
Oh,
What would you like to say?
Yeah, you think you could do that in
I have a question because like you're saying like rate your memory like in general, but like I'm wondering if it like floats and like you know you might have
Just any number, guys. It's not the test.
I'm allergic to tests.
Yeah, too serious.
Okay, so we just say or just think for ourselves.
You can. Let's say like who has more than 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Very close to 5 though.
More than 7?
Well, that's
Okay. More than 9?
No.
Okay. Okay. So right now we're gonna do this small test. Right now.
It's not test.
she does have a good memory.
It wasn't the part of the test. Right now it's gonna be the part. So right now you need to see the screen. Like some part. Yeah. No.
Oh my god, so true.
So, should everyone see? Right now it's going to be around like 40 to 50 different pictures, and your target is try to remember all of them.
Okay.
Okay?
pictures.
Next picture.
Let's
Wait
go.
for now. Okay, ready? Pay
I
attention.
can barely remember this one.
Okay.
So yours ahead.
Okay.
Focus my
No, mine was not raised.
Okay, let's go.
Okay.
Try to remember all of them.
I'm done.
Oh, nice one.
Okay? So, it's around like 40 or 50 pictures.
What did you do?
40.
Okay. Just remember that.
14.
Let's go back. In the end of the end, we're gonna do the test and see how many of you do you remember.
Okay.
Remember, just remember
In the end,
kind of picture, not detail. Kind of, it
It's okay.
doesn't go dog or people or accent or something like that.
Hmm?
I just focus on. I
You don't need to remember detail.
Okay.
Yeah, I just remember the kind of.
It's okay.
Yeah.
He's gonna ask you what was the 25th
In
picture.
the end.
On the
What
12th,
color
I think.
was on the head of the dog on picture number 10?
Well, if you don't, you're not getting out.
Right now, we're gonna speak about like how we can forget things, right? Because this is the part of the memory.
I'm the best.
I need that.
Okay.
No, not how, but why. So our memory works around like that. So the 60% of the information that we're gonna hear or get in 20 minutes after, we'll lose. Yeah. In one day, usually it stay around like maybe 20-25% of the information that you learned. Like in the 3 days, like around 10, and 1 week is also around 10. And this is a really important thing. Huh?
Ebbinghaus, right? Like the scientist of Ebbinghaus.
Yes, yes, this is the name. Ebbinghaus. I know Russian name.
What?
Ebbinghaus. This is
Ebbinghaus.
Ebbinghaus.
Graph.
Graph. Wherever it goes, the thing is we are losing the memories quite fast, the all information, and this is really not happy things about that when we are learning something. And for example, if we did something in our beautiful school like years ago, you imagine that we have, for example, the geography once a week, and like you got the information. And this is worse if you pay attention, okay? If you're focused on the subject. Like in 1 week, the greatest thing that you can keep in your head is 10%, and you need to learn again. And repeat and learn is quite different things. So here we become for the next graph. So here's the number 1. Here's going to be number 2. And here's going to be number 3. You're going to be like super fat. So what is the difference? Can you think, is it hard to forget how you riding a bicycle? Yeah.
It's hard.
So what is the difference between geography and the riding a bike?
Life and death.
You do it every day.
No, you don't
How
have to do
much?
it every
What,
day.
you did it once?
Yeah, but when you start learning it, you do it every day,
Muscle memory. Like,
and then you learned it.
Mhm.
It's a skill.
Okay.
I would
Physically,
say it's
you
something
get
that
to
you
do it.
want to
Okay.
learn and something that you have to. And also, like when you write, you actually use like you have to be really
Your senses.
focused and senses and stuff.
It's
like
physical.
that.
Body is- body
But
is
when
important.
you're like
Body
reading
maybe.
geography,
Yeah.
you can't. You just hear and maximum like can see something on the
Mhm.
map.
Unless you are there in geography.
You can visualize.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you said really important things that really influence for the memorization actually. And here's one of the most great thing about building skills for human beings is the automatization. For example, when the skill goes from the conscious level to unconscious. For example, if you're sitting on first time on the bike, you need to, okay, I need to take the balance, this is my wheel, and I need to put the things on my head,
Mhm.
feet, and blah, blah, blah. So, and in some moment, you start to think about that, and your body started to do it without you.
Yeah.
And actually the same thing become with the like the typing on the computer. You don't need to check what you're doing. You just like, okay, this word, and it's just
I'm
happening.
looking at your
Yes,
keyboard.
yes. But when you're learning it, it's really hard. So you need to find this. So, and here's the thing. If we are doing some information or some skill, let's say we're gonna see something on the skills. If you're gonna do it like 1 or 2 times, for example, you have the like 20 minutes lesson, you just maybe like do only 5 minutes of handstand, all other things, it was different things. So the information gonna lose quite the same as here. But if you're gonna drop it to the second level, so you do it quite a lot to put it on the automatization. So do it quite a lot of times. Yeah. So
Repetition.
these
Yeah, repetition is the key.
repetitions, right?
That's the key.
So the information gonna reduce lower, and if you do it like with a lot of effort to put it fully automatically, this information is almost not lose you.
Yeah.
But like, say you're learning a language, it has to be the same words, right? It has to be the same words that you remember. It can't necessarily be new words unless you are at level 2. And then those words, once you're at level 2, then you can start to learn the new words that are at level 1.
Yeah. Thank you for
Of course, this is the one piece of information.
Yeah.
So we're gonna speak right now about the separating the skills, and this is the you're speaking about. So, and one more about thing about the repetition is what? Spaced repetition. You know?
Spaced?
Spaced repetition.
No.
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 It's like it's different, how to say that, different times.
Dimension.
Yeah. So.
Second day, second one.
Yes, yes. Some science find the special formula to be more super effective. Like you do it like right now information, you do it like after 1 hour, next day. Better do it also in the evening, like after 2 days and after 4 days.
Like a certain function, like a certain recipe for you to space
Yeah.
out your repetitions, so you know that you plug information every time space,
Mhm.
so you optimize that
Yeah.
information.
This is the like the perfect world, and this is really hard to check like when you do something or blah. So when I teach people to learn languages, we just do it like every day, like day 1, day 2, day 3 and 4, and usually if it's something super hard, you need to do it like maybe like not 5 but let's say day 7. And with every repetition, the knowledge that you're gonna have, it's harder to forget. So, and here's the recipe of the magic. You combine all of these things together and get the magic. So, how it usually works? Let's say about the some language things. So what we do usually, we visualize the things. For example, the same technique as we do it for the names. For example, you can say like da on Vietnamese is rock, and you can imagine like as like the dam.
Big.
Huh?
Damn.
Dam. Okay, so the thing that hold the water. So and you imagine that you throw the stone and it's break and water everywhere, blah blah. So what I did visualizing, and I say like 3 times da da da. So I use it, and I put this thing for automatization. I usually use the cards. So I shuffle it and say like da da. I don't know, like
Flashcards.
yeah, like 5, 6 times. So and you put the information to statement that you don't need to memory it. You just throw out from you, because when we are speaking on any language, our different language, we don't use our conscious mind. You can just like say, oh, okay, I want to speak about the words, and it's just going from you. So, and every time if you're gonna try to remember something, it's reducing the speed like amazingly. So what I did, put the information to automatization and do it several times during the week. For example, when first time I started to learn Vietnamese language, I spent, I don't know, like maybe 20 hours. I did it by YouTube, and I learned, I don't know, like numbers and 10 words. It was so bad, but I said, okay, Vietnamese is not my language anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, and after that I become for the mnemonic, and I said, okay, I need
What did you
to
say?
mnemonic. The mnemonic. Mnemonic is the science, like some pack of the tools that is describing how can you memorize things easier. Yeah, so this is visualization parts. And in 1 week, I spent around like 5 hours totally in 1 week, and I learned around like 250 words.
Wow.
Yeah, and for me it's like,
I have a question. Why do you need words? If you when you speak by phrases and chunks, but not just separate words. So it takes you more time to combine them together to make them sentence. If you just learn separate words, it's easier to go for a lexical approach of teaching or learning, because you need to just memorize a phrase, how you talk itself, like for example. Not difficult rain, but heavy rain, or
okay.
some phrases, idioms. It's
On
easier.
my-
But then you can operate because there is a logic. But when it's just words, it takes more time to combine them together. Think, and then there is a preposition. There is also an article between them, and you need to think, what should I do? And it takes you a long time to process it.
But if you only collect like a bunch of words, you can be much more specific in what you want to convey, as opposed to just generic bland sentences. So you can see say why using the words can be more helpful.
And
It will
also
be very
don't
specific.
forget that it's like tones.
It's
Yeah, but you can memorize the phrase itself, like talking about some topic
Generic
and you
phrase,
can,
yes.
okay.
not just words, because then you just like how to combine them together.
So
Like grammatically.
you can use
Grammatically,
the
that's
system
clear, bro.
only. Huh? 10 minutes.
Can
Fast
I,
speak,
can
okay.
I ask because I really need to leave?
Yeah,
So, for
me too.
example, if I need to learn a script,
Script.
like how to talk to people, like
Okay.
it's part of my job.
Okay, so here's it. You can use the mind mapping. Is amazing tool how to remember anything. So and I really suggest you to use not the computer or something like that to write down the any script. For example, you say like, okay, I want to like sell things, and you put okay, here is the welcome thing. Okay, you're going to be like name and blah blah blah. Better to draw it. If you're gonna draw, it's amazing tool because if you're like doing like something beautiful and blah blah blah, there is a study that show that if you're gonna do the micro stops during the learning, like you 1 minute doing something about thinking about something, you stop for like doing nothing or like throw away your like attention on some physical things. It increases the things that you're gonna remember by like 3 or 4 or 5 times. I don't really remember the names, but it was so big that what?
For each distraction.
So instead of 25 minutes break, because it's not like very long, I can just read for 1 minute and distract myself. with
10
something.
seconds.
Yeah, but not distract with the phone, but distract with the viewing the beauty of this world, for example.
Looking
Yeah.
at each.
Good job.
And the thing is, why the mind mapping is great because you are doing like okay, sell. You think what you need to sell, and after that you are drawing some I don't know like the cat ears or something like that. Yeah, and okay, with this cut sign. It's going to be more thematically, and this is how I write all of the books. So if you're reading the book, you see the main idea that you have. You just sign it somewhere, and after that you're doing this like really beautiful thing. I didn't take it with me today, but it's really bright. It's really interesting, and if you want to remember it, if you have really big attention to remember exactly the script or something like that. So what do? You writing this mind map, you turning another page and writing it again, trying to remember what is there. You don't do it super beautifully, just like this. Okay, if you can't remember that, do it again. And after 1 or 2 pages, you're gonna see that you remember all of these things. And this is also a really good thing because you can visualize it in your head. Okay, it was like that picture, it was the cat here, it was the house here, and it was this color, blah blah. So it's really easy to flow on this mind map during the speaking because you can see some pictures before when you're speaking. It's not a problem. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry, I need to go.
Yeah.
me too.
Yes.
Okay, dokie. So,
Oh, the donation, it's the plate.
okay, next thing that I want to speak to you about is I think the main, really the most important thing is how we can build skills faster. I think this is the most interesting for you as well. So we already know if we're gonna take something and put it to automatization and repetition, we can remember it faster. The same as guitar, for example, you take the one part, you do it 1 time, 3 times, okay, 4 times, it's almost automatic. If in 2 days you take the card guitar, you how it was the hands and blah blah. So you do it a couple of the days and it goes automatically again. It's a great thing.
Yeah.
So how we build the big skills? For example, let's say any skill, like language.
Yeah.
Okay, let's go language.
Handstand.
handstand. Okay. Handstand. So this is the big skill that we need to learn. Can you please separate the skills as many things as you can?
With the little skills.
Yeah, the little
Balance.
Huh?
Balance.
Balance is not a skill.
Why not? On the bicycle is a skill. Balance.
Yeah, but how do you define balance? You know, like how do you define it in the
Some people
handstand?
cannot stand on the one like skill.
Breathing, controlling your.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
'Cause I'm thinking more on physical details. You know, like balance could be balance on your
Okay,
on one
let's
leg,
go.
on
We
your
can just
hands,
hear the
on your
balance.
hands. Yeah, breathing, so pushing the floor, like, like okay, fine.
Balance. We can separate the balance.
Sure.
Yeah, balance on the here's the gonna be like the here's the foot, here's
Focus.
the let's say on the
Hands.
On the hands, yeah.
here's on the hand, like hands.
Palm. Yeah. Pointing your toes.
Okay, yeah.
Tuck your tailbone.
Okay. Toes. What else?
Squeezing your legs together.
Okay.
Squeeze.
How can I write?
Q.
SQ.
SQ, U,
U.
E. No, E.
We get it.
E.
Eh.
Yeah, it's fine. We can read this.
Yeah,
Okay,
squeeze,
that's
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Squeeze.
New spelling. Okay, squeeze legs. What else?
The buttocks.
Yeah. Yeah, fine.
Tuck your tailbone.
Buttocks.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You
Well,
can squeeze your buttocks also.
But, engage your lower belly.
Core.
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 Say
Okay,
core.
it's just S. Okay.
Yeah, sure. No,
Beautiful.
Core.
Core.
Or
Sight.
Look
Where
at your,
to
yeah.
look.
okay. Side. We can do it.
Yeah, that's what sight.
S and G.
G. Just do
Yeah,
it.
it's good. It's good. It's good.
SIGHT.
G. T.
Yes.
Yeah.
And there also must be force or power because I don't know, like you need to have
Right.
the powerful
Yeah.
enough.
Push your hands.
Yeah.
Push the ground. Push the ground.
So power. So I think it's quite enough for now. So for the example, so we see the big skill. So we can separate it by the small ones, and you have to put one of the skill and put it to automatically doing by your body. So
Like an
so
unconscious.
unconscious, right? So I think when you're doing the handstand right now, you don't think about like, okay, I need to squeeze the boobs, I need to squeeze blood, squeeze this.
Yeah, I don't need to think about it.
Yeah. So your body
It might be
is
the future.
Your
But
body
if I
is
stop doing it, maybe.
put it automatically. So you're taking one by one skill, and if the skill like more than just one thing, you need to split it again and again and again to find the most tiny thing that you can do. Because if you're gonna just find the exercise that can help you in 5 minutes, find a way to teach your body to use the right muscles in the core. You do it 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 days in a row. Forget about
You
this.
got it.
Yeah, and like in one lesson of 1 hour, you can find I don't know like 5 skills that you can fully drop to unconscious.
Exactly.
Yeah, and after that, you start to connect it.
So I call it isolation
Yeah,
and
isolation.
integration,
Yes, right.
and then it's easy. You,
So and also the power is also splitting by the what muscles do you need to do.
right?
Yeah, that's why is bicycle is so hard to forget because there are just several skills that you need to do. It's just take the balance and push the feet. Actually, that's all. And where you look, where you go.
Yeah.
So that's why it's really hard to forget. This is the about physical skill. About, for example, language.
L-A-N.
Language. Laguage.
Goodbye, my friends.
Language.
Laguage.
No E. Learn.
It's okay, we know what it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's perfect.
Good.
Okay, so when we are learning language, it's more complicated because usually when we are doing some lessons, we are trying to put all the skills in a row. That is, let's say, speak. Let's say,
Listen.
write. Let's say, read. Listen. Accent. And what else? We can also put here the typing and the here's grammar.
Yeah.
So here's the all different skills that so when we are moving from skill to skill is reducing our focus. For example, if I doing I don't know like any lesson that I had in the school, we did listening and following the read and in that manner. Okay, well, what is the translation? What is the grammar? What is the the accent that you're speaking? Yeah. And at the same moment, the teacher is saying, "What the fuck are you doing?" or something like that. So it's all reducing the focus of one skill. Yeah, this is really important to focus on one skill, especially if you're doing like listening. Listening is also a huge skill that you need to understand. You have to know all of the vocabulary. You have to understand the meaning of the words that you hear. You have to blah 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 blah. So a lot of things that you have to split by the small things and also put it to isolation. So this is the isolation. And drop this skill as high as you can. And after that you can combine it together for the whole listening. The same thing for the reading or writing.
Especially in Vietnamese.
Yeah. Of course. So, what? Okay. So this is the things about the splitting the skills that is really helpful. That is can help you to speed up any of your learning. Think that how can you split the things that you are trying to learn. Think is it connected somehow with like what are you doing, and trying to split it and put the effort for the each skill separately. Okay, right now we're gonna run up the test again. Yeah. Do you remember all of the
Whoever
pictures?
gets the most.
I remember the first one.
Whoever gets the most
I remember the first and
will
the
get
last.
this.
Is the
No, you
40
said
pictures in
who was
total.
the most engaged. That's what you said.
I did, yep.
I remember
You
the
didn't
first
say anything
one.
about the
I
first.
remember the first and the last one for sure.
I was trying to figure out a game.
If you remember the 35th one, the
Actually,
12th, the
I
6th
think
one, that's
all
yours.
of them gonna remember.
I remember the first and the last.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
But in the crowd.
Huh?
Okay, let's go.
Yeah.
Sit as you can. See the laptop.
Is that in Russian?
Oh, it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, you need to.
Нет,
Нет, я хорошо.
Yeah,
Это
хорошо.
она. Это. Что?
Okay, so here we go. Right now, you're gonna see the two pictures. This is not a picture. Right now, you're gonna see the two pictures that you need to find the picture that you already saw.
Okay.
Okay, here we go.
This
So,
one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
again, trying to not scream so other people also can.
So one. I
This
was
is you. This is you. This is
I
you
will-
right now.
Yeah.
This is you.
Here we go. Right, this one is
Okay.
correct. Let's go next one.
Yes.
Left.
Two.
Oh shit.
Left.
Both actually.
No, just left.
Ah,
Yeah.
Okay, so
So
let's go
where's the
next
out?
one.
Left.
Yeah.
Yes.
So when you ask us, do we say or not say?
Four.
Trying to just think that
Okay.
correct
so
or
Are we,
incorrect.
are we
I-
Don't say it out loud.
Pause.
Just
Of
think
course.
it.
Okay.
If you
four.
remember it,
It's already
then
correct.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
The ingredient is the same, no?
No. Stop it.
It's the
go.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Zero.
Okay.
Huh?
Yeah, you
Oh,
missed that.
6.
You missed that one.
Right one.
Technical
The
problem.
champagne zero.
Technical problem, right? So this should be which one?
Left.
Left.
Right.
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 Left.
Left.
I
You're right.
remember monkey.
Oh, maybe both.
Orangutan.
I think it is orangutan.
Orangutan, yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, let's verify.
I don't know where is the.
Well, you don't know Mr. Teapot?
Yeah, exactly. I'm just trying
It
to.
should be.
It's orangutan for sure.
Yeah, it's orangutan for sure. Okay, 6 of 6.
Yeah, 7 of 7. 6? Sorry.
You because I show you first 5.
5.5.
7.
Whatever.
It's okay.
I have
This
a
is.
question. It's not memorization, it's recognition. We recognize them. We didn't remember them. We
I didn't remember them.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
I just want to tell
I
that.
don't remember.
Look how.
You just said everything.
How amazing is our brain that you saw 40 or 50 pictures in 15 seconds. After half an hour, you
Yeah,
saw
you
like some
recognize
random shit and you found the things that you saw.
Except
That's
for the woman
me.
who didn't find it.
That means that this all information that we are observing in our life is located somewhere and it's just,
Everything we see.
I also
Yeah.
remember all the names.
yeah, this is it.
It's pretty good.
And it's just we can find a way how we can use our brain more effectively and see the keys for that. And you have.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I remember Shrek and I remember the dog with the eyebrows. I remember Shrek.
Yeah, the
So
last
I
one.
just have 6 for the test.
If you want to, real quick, to talk about it, like what investing.
Donation plate.
So, and one more thing.
donation plate.
Yeah, I would like to ask you like which one is the most interesting for you and like more like, maybe effective. What is the best thing for you and you would like?
The best part we did it today.
Yeah.
It's the naming thing.
Yes.
For me,
Yes.
for me, it's the naming thing because I have a real problem with naming.
Yeah.
So
I find myself really like because I work with a lot of people all the time. Like I get to meet many people,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of times
yeah.
I'm like asking people like to I'm like ashamed of it because so I think the names
Yeah,
is really.
especially when you're traveling, like you meet a lot of people with another country with non-familiar names.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's a huge problem. Actually.
It's also hard when you're familiar with the names, like when you have like very common names like James, Mohammed, or fucking Sergey. There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like how do I say like he's
Jin.
my Sergey? Like when
Jin.
I know another tribe or something.
Okay.
Yeah, I think also for me the visualization is like it's something that I was aware of, but I haven't spoken about it and like been engaged with it for a long time. I think visualization. I hate that word. Is some skill that I would like to revisit and put back into my life because I think it's really useful.
That's sweet, that's sweet.
Also, there's another thing like when you put like a rhythm like nana banana, like something like
A
a
rhyme?
Association.
like yeah, like you put a rhythm in the name like with the association. It's so easy like when
Yeah. You need to find the things that are really working for you because I'm not a musician person and for me rhythm is almost nothing.
Yeah.
That's why for me the picture or some blood sheet that can imagine better.
That's cool. Thank you, man.
Yeah.
Guys, next week I'm not.
Touch your feet.
Next week we're not. For 2 weeks the boot camp is off.
What?
Why?
I'm going to a meditation retreat.
I knew it! I said it! Check your messages, I knew it!
Proud of you.
Huh?
Where are you going?
Malaysia.
Where are you going?
No.
No.
Vipassana.
Vipassana.
Vipassana?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah. In Malaysia.
Smart.
So envious.
So I made.
So jealous.
My tracks a bit. So if Sergey, maybe I'll talk to him if he wants to maybe host the classes
Yeah.
for whatever he would like to talk about. If he wants to do like 3 weeks of this stuff, because there's a lot, as you guys see, there's a lot of stuff to talk about. If you would like to, it'd be cool to just to keep it going. But otherwise, I'm gonna be gone. So then, if you guys want to still do it, what do you think?
If you want to teach us.
Yeah, it's
He
possible.
doesn't want to.
So for me, it's not really convenient time because this is just in the middle of the day. We can set up like things
We can
for,
change
like for the evening or for the really morning.
Morning is better.
Not necessarily. It has to work with the schedule for the studio.
Yeah,
you find out the
see
schedule
what
of the
it
studio?
would be.
Huh?
How do you find the schedule of the studio?
It's on Instagram. Oh, that's good.
It's on Instagram.
It's on Instagram.
Or just,
If it's empty, you just book it or?
No, you have to talk to the guy in the back there.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, also,
Is he in the office?
I can
Talk to Kirill and see, and then post it, and you see.
I want to get a photo. I want to get a photo before we go.
The topic that we can discuss.